IR35, Chancellor makes review pledge. Conservatives become the next party to say they will review IR35 legislation in the build-up to the general election, following Labour, Liberal Democrats and SNP making the same promise. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, Sajid Javid, has pledged to review the off-payroll IR35 legislation, while speaking on BBC Radio 4's Money Box programme. The pledge comes as part of the Conservative Party's manifesto in its bid to support self-employed workers, saying that one thing in particular he wanted to review was the proposed changes to IR35. Mr. Javid said, "I want to make sure that the proposed changes are right to take forward. We've already said that we're on the side of self-employed people. We will be having a review and I think it makes sense to include IR35 in that review." The legislation currently applies to the public sector, but as of the 6th of April 2020 the regulation will also apply to contractors and employers in the private sector. This will mean that employers will have to reassess contractors they hire and determine whether they should be classed as a full-time employee for tax purposes. HMRC has claimed that the taxpayer could be missing out on up to £1.2 billion a year by 2023 due to contractors and employers getting the rules wrong, and as a result paying tax as if they are self-employed. Critics of the regulation, however, say that IR35 could reduce a worker's net income by 25%. Javid and the Conservatives are not the first party to pledge a review into IR35. Labour, the Liberal Democrats and the SNP have made commitments to review the extension of IR35 rules into the private sector. The Liberal Democrats and SNP have also both pledged to stop the loan charge. Bill Esterson, Shadow Minister for Small Business, said, "We absolutely can't see it rolled out into the private sector the way things are at the moment. We need to support the self-employed in this country. We need to make sure that our tax system is diverse so that it matches the needs of being self-employed and is also consistent with the risk that is taken." However, the Labour manifesto makes no mention of IR35, making the party's official position on the regulation unclear. In its manifesto on page 21, the SNP pledged it would open a review of the tax rules around intermediaries, known as the IR35 tax rule, and problems with implementation of the loan charge. Music to accountants' ears. Javid and the other parties' pledges to review IR35 will come as welcome news for accountants too. As reported in Nove. For more on this story, visit the news article link.